countdown to the last comic shop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there's no place like the shop for the holidays when you've got really good friends to read books with.
Aw, how sweet and off-key.
This is the last comic shop. I was trying. It's DC Ember. It's the holidays.
And that's what makes it so real, kids. We're trying. This really is the best we can do. So we appreciate you tuning in.
It's this or bad Santa outfits.
That's true. Or in the case of my wife, a really good Santa outfit.
Claus outfit. You don't want to seem like a dude, do you?
That's right. No, I don't. But it's like you're at a Halloween store, right? There's like sexy Santa and sexy elves and sexy
Mrs. Claus.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Dip those glasses a little lower, lady. Let's have some cookies.
It brings a whole new meaning to stockings.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, I'm the host with the most, Andy Larson. I am joined by my wonderful wife, Nicole Larson, for this week's episode, as well as my regular co-hosts, Jay Scott and Chad Smith. Welcome back to DC Ember, the whole month where we read nothing but DC books in order to fill up our quota. And this week, J.A. looked at the book and was like, wait a second. Hold the phone here. This seems like a stretch.
Yeah, it's a bit of a legalese, DC. Oh, DC made it.
I'm telling you, it says DC on my cover, yo.
That's right. It used to say Vertigo, now it says DC.
There were lots of animals, and none of them were crypto. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, Nicole, but this is your pick for DC Ember. What are we reading this week?
I didn't pick it for DC Ember. You picked it for DC Ember. But we're reading Pride of Baghdad by one of my faves, the Brian K. Vaughns.
Yes. This is also one of J.A.'s faves, right? This Brian K. Vaughan pulled you back in to comics with Saga, right? Like you were on the fringes.
I'm going to be honest. It was really Fiona Staples that pulled me back in. I did like the writing, but as it's gone on, it's Fiona that's really kept my attention on Saga.
One thing that we hope that you remember is the fact that we do things on our opening segments. And one of our favorite segments recently to do to warm everybody up there in the audience is Blind Ranks. That's right. Ethan's not around to be our host for Blind Ranks this week, but we're still going to do it. And this week it's going to be all Christmas related. So it's going to be super popular.
Ho, ho, ho.
We will see these numbers skyrocket until the first commercial break, and then people won't care anymore. But for this opening segment, we're hoping that you enjoy J.A. and Nicole and Chad blind ranking some things that have to do with Christmas. We've got 4 blind ranks on this week's segment, and so we're going to go ahead and kick it off with blind rank number 1.
In my defense, I'm not 100% sure how this actually works.
Oh, you need me to explain it?
Oh, Andy would love to explain it.
You gotta rank something without knowing what the next thing is, so you don't know where to rank.
J.A., why don't you?
Yes, no, you got it. You nailed it. So you've got things, and Andrew will just say one of them, and we have to say, oh, that's number 3 of 4, or that's 2 of 4, without knowing what the other ones are. So invariably, maybe you end up with somebody who's really, really good that you've underranked, or something that's really bad, but because you
saved for number 1.
For example,
that's why I don't save things in real life. It's not worth it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and start off with Christmas food. So 1 through 5, we're going to start off with hot chocolate. Where does hot chocolate come in the 1 through 5?
Do I need to write this down? I'm going to forget what I rank stuff.
I think hot chocolate is 3. It's perfectly middle of the road.
Yeah. It's a wonderful winter treat. Like, just coming off a snow day treat, it's maybe the top. But Christmas, yeah, I'd say 3 or 4.
I have no desire for hot chocolate. So I'll go 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Wow.
Okay, let's go 4 then. Put it at 4.
All right. Well, J.A. is taking the lead here. He's putting this one in at the number 4 spot.
Oh, so
I'm
this
just
is
listening to my co-hosts, and they all were poo-pooing the hot chocolate. I think because they haven't put any whiskey in it yet.
There you go.
I can have Bailey's and coffee instead. I don't know why.
All right, we're moving on with the second one. It's going to be the candy cane. So that sweet peppermint treat from your Christmas trees, and then later on, I don't know, you could sharpen them and
Kill people with them.
Who remembers that song? Oh, I used to.
You're the only one.
On my peppermint stick, and I thought it tasted yummy. Oh, it used to be on my Christmas tree, but I like it better in my tummy. No one sang that?
you did.
All right,
you did for everybody, and everybody.
Just happened.
I'm gonna be honest. Candy canes. It's the idea is better than the execution. So like you're like, oh, that'll be great, and then you go to eat it, and it's sticky
like
and crumbly and.
But
Fruity ones.
here's my thing, though. Unlike hot chocolate, which is a delightful winter treat, candy canes I have one day a year, just on Christmas. When else do you have a candy cane?
Andrew eats them all the time.
I do.
Really?
I get the box, and I stockpile at the Christmas time season, and then they just sit on my desk.
Is that the box where they're all individually lined up in the slots?
Oh yes.
And can we talk about how hard it is to unwrap them? Like you have to
Yes.
break it, and then you
I
have to,
say
push
it's a
the
5.
hat.
I say it's a
Listen,
5.
Five.
5 it is. Wow. All right. All the haters out there for the candy canes. We're moving on with the next one. It's going to be good old sugar cookie in its variety of forms. You get the dough, you roll it out, you make the shapes, you put the frosting on it. JA is saying 2, despite it being an audio podcast. And
We're communicating behind the scenes here, okay?
he's
There you
saying
go.
2 for the sugar
I'm
cookie.
suggesting for my co-hosts what might be the number we land on.
All right, you're going to. This is one I enjoy making the sugar cookie and decorating the sugar cookie, eating the sugar cookie. It's all right. If you want to go as high as 2, that's fine.
Well, it could be the whole experience, right? And I agree. We tend to end up with Star Wars and Marvel superhero.
Oh, it's like nailed it at my house. We got Jesus cookies. We got Santa Claus. We got Christmas trees. There was a Rambo last year. I don't know what's happening with those.
All right. 2 it is for sugar cookie. Wow. So you have the 1 and the 3. So you've got the top still left, and then you've got middle of the road here. We're going to give you the good old fashioned fruitcake. Is it going into number 1 or is it going into number 3?
I mean, I've actually never had it. I mean, I didn't know those things were edibles.
They're great as doorstops.
I would say gag gift.
Is it going to be is it the number 1 Christmas treat? I mean, it's synonymous with Christmas time.
I mean, in theory, it sounds like it could be good.
It's
I don't know,
oftentimes
never had
like
it.
soaked in rum. It's evidently quite a treat.
I'm going to say there's got to be something better. So let's go 3.
I agree.
Well, this one was an easy one for you. I kind of gave you a layup. The number 1 for you guys is eggnog. That's
Oh,
right.
there we go.
Eggnog.
Yep.
Now, is that eggnog that you've bought in the store or eggnog that you've laboriously made yourself? Man, whipping those egg whites into stiff peaks sure can tire your arms out.
I will say,
Yikes.
I used to have an office party where somebody made homemade eggnog, and it was fantabulous. But I will take the carton stuff all day long, too.
That's right. You can buy it pre-boozed or non-boozed
Oh,
around
no.
here.
You can buy pre-boozed eggnog because my homemade eggnog comes with plenty of booze. couple shots of bourbon, half a bottle of rum.
There you go.
You go blind, you can use it as carpet cleaner. All right, well, let's recap Christmas treats here. We've got number 1 at eggnog, number 2 sugar cookies, number 3 fruitcake, number 4 hot chocolate, number 5 candy canes.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Heck yeah. The office party starts with the eggnog and ends with the candy cane. I'll take it.
All right, let's move on to the second blind rank of this week's show. This is going to be Christmas pop songs. Those things that are constantly on your radio around the Christmas time season.
Is this the K-pop Demon Hunter?
Maybe.
Or oh, I have a blue Christmas.
Well, let's go ahead and
Dominic the donkey.
Let's kick it off. J.A. did manage to guess one of the ones that was on the list. We do have Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley.
Oh, it's got to be number one with the bullet.
Number one!
Is that a pop song?
It is!
He's definitely taken down Mariah Carey. There's no way. That stupid ass.
So J.A. saying number one. Is anybody going to fight him?
No way. It's Elvis.
This is really good.
It's going to be a sliding scale from here. All right.
You're going to slide from Elvis.
First pick out of all the songs, you're like, you know what? Elvis has got to be the number one song on this list.
Listen, if I'm going to have somebody getting drunk and ruining the Christmas show, I want it to be Elvis, not Mariah Carey.
All right. Well, you know what? Just because, let's go ahead and throw that one out there. Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Where's that going?
So let me tell y'all a story. I used to sing this song out my window, looking across the street towards a certain fella's window when I was 12. And so I certainly have loved this song, but even I can admit now that it is so overplayed and really annoying. So we can knock it down a few. I think it's still very synonymous, so it's got to be up there, but
yeah, I will defer to J.A. on this one. I don't have strong feelings one way or the other. It could go as high as 2, it could go as low as 5.
It's not even the best song on the movie Love Actually. That would go to the Christmases All Around. Sung by the wonderful Bill Nye.
There's an impassioned plea from Nicole, but Chad's giving it to you. What do you say?
I think it's a 5.
Wow.
So we've got the top and we got the bottom. Everything else is in the middle. Let's talk about some of those middle ones with a classic that's also played oftentimes during the Christmas season. That would be Andy Williams's It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
No, it's too saccharine. No.
5, so it's got to be better than Mariah Carey.
Yeah, that's 4.
I also used to sing this song outside my window at young men walking down the street.
I am gonna say that you misnomered this whole category. These are not pop songs. Like, where's the Wham? Like, Last Christmas, you care?
It could be on here.
Songs. Like, none of these are like
Classics, like banger.
Show up on Casey Kasem every year. That's top 40 radio right there. So next comes in Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis. So
I've never even heard of this.
What?
Oh,
I'm sorry, it's not Wham.
Yeah.
I hate that Wham song.
This song, it's off of the
Christmas in Hollis, Queens, or what is it?
Never heard of it.
Heck yeah, I love this one. Every time it comes on, I'm singing it out my window.
Okay.
I don't know the words,
Sing it
but
for
I'm
me.
trying my best.
What it is. Someone's got to sing it.
You've got 2 and 3 left. That's it. It's
3.
either going to be like way at the top or it's going to be right in the middle.
3.
It's Christmas time in Harlem. Don't cut that out. I'm not going to sing this.
All right.
Hold now for
3,
Brenda
which
Lee.
means
There's too many good songs.
number 2 is Feliz Navidad.
I was gonna ask
there we
about
go.
Navidad.
Feliz Navidad at number 2. So
Happy with that?
really take Blue Christmas over Feliz Navidad.
Yes. Because
Sad.
Feliz Navidad, you can only listen to it so many times. And then,
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
All right, let's go. This is your recap.
Merry Christmas?
Of the
Who's Harry?
A Merry, I
This
said.
is your number 1, Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley. Number 2, Feliz Navidad by Jose Feliciano. Number 3 is Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis. Number 4, Andy Williams, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Number 5, Mariah Carey, with All I Want for Christmas Is You.
I'm happy with that. Obviously showing off our dislike for Mariah Carey. Sorry, Mariah.
Let's move from music to movies with our top 5
I've got
Christmas-related movies. We're going to throw up a layup here first. Might be higher for some folks with Elf.
I love Elf.
4.
I think 4 too.
Oh, I love him.
I would go as high as a 3, but nothing higher.
I mean, we've gotta leave room for Die Hard. We've gotta leave room for Christmas Vacation. We've gotta leave room for A Christmas Story.
He's picking weird stuff.
I know. I've just named 3 at least.
All right.
I guarantee my favorite's not even on this list. So
I would hope for at least 3, but if you guys want to go lower,
okay
I'll.
3.
All right, middle of the road, 3 it is. Next up is Christmas Vacation. Where's that coming in at?
I know.
I could never not watch Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I watch it every year. I would say that's the one.
2.
That is one.
That's
with
one for
all
me.
the other Christmas movies out there,
We're going to have a happiest Christmas.
Where's the Tylenol?
I don't know that it would be number 1 for me, but if the consensus is 1, I'm close enough. It would be up there as probably.
Okay, I could put it as 1.
If the boys want it as 1, that's fine.
Wow. All right. If the boys want it as 1.
Well, because I'm trying to rank in not just girliness, I'm trying to be more broad in the audience. That would be.
That's irony.
Fair
Your
enough.
girliness is causing you to be more broad.
Let's move on here with a perennial favorite, White Christmas.
That's got to be number 2. You guys don't get anything to say about it because I gave up number 1.
Wow.
Only because you gave us 1.
Because that would be my number 1, minus the choreography scene, because no one needs to watch that. But
So Danny Kaye, Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, classic Christmas one.
classic.
Classic.
Have to watch it.
I'll
give
rank it 1 number more than the times I've seen it. So 2.
Oh my God.
Number 2. Okay. Wow. All right. So we've got 4 and 5 left. And I think somebody might be a little bit upset with my next one here. And that will be Nakatomi Tower.
Die Hard.
Die Hard it is.
Oh,
Die Hard as the Christmas movie 5? Is it a
I've
4?
never even watched it.
What?
That is shocking.
At the end, maybe does he crash through a glass building?
He
I don't
falls
know.
down.
Are you feeling some buyer's remorse, JA, that this isn't number 1 or higher up on the list?
It's not a number 1 if you've got Christmas Vacation in there. And I will secede White Christmas. So it's got to be 3, but since we've already filled 3,
There you
what did
go.
we fill 3 with? What did we fill 3?
Oh, the disdain.
Elf.
Just the
Elf
daggers
with Elf.
being shot.
So it's got to be in 4.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
4 it
Just
is.
to piss off the crowd that says it's not a Christmas movie, it's a movie shot on Christmas. That's a f***ing Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's how they work.
All right. Well, you guys dodged a major bullet, though, I will say, because I did throw a landmine in here. Number 5 is going to be Jingle All the Way with Sinbad.
Is that Arnold?
Arnold
Is that where they're trying to find that action
toy.
figure?
Yes. It was
Oh,
there.
didn't we watch that last year? That was horrible.
Wait a minute.
was
You've
pretty
seen
terrible.
Jingle All the Way, but you haven't seen Die Hard? I'm done. I'm done.
It's your cousin.
All right.
He's never said to me once, "Let's watch Die Hard." I have never seen him watch Die
Oh,
Hard.
Lordy. Let's go ahead and recap these Christmas movies.
And then I
Number
gotta let the dog
1,
in.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number 2, White Christmas. Number 3, Elf. Number 4, Die Hard. Number 5, Jingle All the Way. Way to go! If you had put Jingle All the Way at number 1, hoping that there was something going to be better than, say, Christmas Vacation, I was going to laugh. But you guys managed to play the game right. So we've got one final one. Of course, nothing would be complete without a top 5 Christmas characters. Let's go ahead and kick it off with a middle of the road pick, at least in my opinion, and that is Frosty the Snowman.
When Ethan does this, he has a lot less bias.
He does talk a lot less than I do. But Frosty the Snowman, girls and gals, where are you ranking that?
Frosty the Snowman has a button nose, but everyone knows that snowmen should have carrot noses.
Yeah, no, it is true. They are more pointy. But you're saying you're agreeing with me, middle of the road pick?
I feel like you're forcing us into this, and I don't like it.
No, it's a trap.
Pick something. Put it where you want to pick it. Frosty
Put
can be
him at
number
4.
1. 4.
4? Okay.
All right.
Global
Frosty
warming
the Snowman.
means that he's not going to be around for another 100 years.
He's not as evergreen as our show.
Next, we've got the Grinch.
His heart grew 10 times that day.
There you
I
go.
love the Grinch.
Are we doing classic Grinch, Benedict Cabbage Patch Grinch, or Jim Carrey Grinch, or any and all
Classic.
We
Grinch?
gotta do the
Cartoon
classic, the Dr. Seuss Grinch.
The Frankenstein Grinch.
Boris Karloff. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it could be whatever Grinch you want. I'm being too biased.
He would be number 1.
I don't know if he's number 1, but he'd be at least number 2.
We put him at number 2, and Tiny Tim's gonna end up being the number 1. But I'm gonna go 2. I think 2.
Number 2 it is for the Grinch. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Where is that coming in at?
Definitely like him better than Frosty. Like to play Monopoly.
Like George Washington.
And plus, Clarice thinks he's cute.
He thinks I'm cute.
He could be number 1 for me.
But his nose is like a light bulb.
So what are,
J.A. hates light bulbs.
what are we?
I
1,
do.
4, and 5? Oh,
You knew Yukon Cornelius was going to show up somehow.
I think
you
put him at 3. Rudolph at 3. But I don't think Rudolph is better than Grinch.
All right, moving on. We've got from the Christmas Carol, Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge, the original Grinch.
I think he might be. In my mind,
Yeah.
it's Scrooge. He's the meanest mofo
He's
around.
got a redemption arc. What are you talking about? He's the original
And he's the basis for that really underrated Bill Murray movie.
That is true.
And the duck that swims in a money pit.
These are all good reasons why he might be higher. I don't know. Nicole gets to pick on this one.
5.
5.
He is not number 1.
He is not number 1.
And so who is number 1?
You
know
wait
who
till
number
it's
1
Yukon
is?
Cornelius.
Krampus.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Good one, Nicole.
The demon person that runs around switching kids' bottoms when they're bad. The
Way to ruin Christmas, Nicole.
Wouldn't have been number 1 if you guys had put my Grinch number 1. I'm just saying.
There you go.
Or anybody other than Krampus.
Now that everyone's going to get pinched and
Coal in their
Either way,
stocking.
I'd rather get pinched in the bottom than not get my paycheck.
Oh,
Okay.
snap. Don't put too much coal on there.
oh, listen, this is America. We need to cater to the 1%. Maybe they'll have
You know
mercy.
what? Krampus is becoming very popular nowadays. When I was a kid, I never heard of Krampus. Now it's like, there's a Krampus. Yeah, sure, whatever. But we've got Krampus at number 1. We've got the Grinch at number 2. We've got Rudolph as number 3. Frosty is number 4. And Ebenezer Scrooge at number 5. Thank you so much for playing today. Those were your blind rankings. We got to get to our comic book. So stay tuned for more Last Comic Shop. Right after this, we've got Pride of Baghdad and Lions. That wasn't on any of these lists.
BCWSupplies.com has everything a comic collector could need. Boards, bags, long boxes, and so much else for our ever so increasing collections. And you can save 10% on your total order by using promo code LCSPOD at checkout. Not only does this take 10% off BCW Supplies' already low prices, but it supports my favorite podcast, The Last Comic Shop. So get all your collecting gear at bcwsupplies.com and save 10% on your order with promo code LCSPOD at checkout. That's LCSPOD at checkout. Happy hunting!
From Fantagraphics, the Santos Sisters Volume 1 hardcover collection. Compiling issues 1 to 5 of the hit indie comic book series. Join Amber and Alana, two ordinary girls with extraordinary powers, as they fight crime, date dumb guys, and try to stay sane in a world full of assassins, zombies, crazy ex-girlfriends, and more. A mix of Archie comics meet love and rockets, with a healthy dose of kick-ass action. Order your copy today.
All right, we're back with more of The Last Comic Shop, and it is now time to get jolly with our DC Ember pick this week. It is our Read Pile Review, yes, where we're reading Pride of Baghdad, which Nicole found at Free Comic Book Day this past year, picked it up and said, ooh, this got lions in it.
Nothing says jolly like war.
And lions.
And man-eating bears.
Lion-eating bears.
I'm sure that bear ate a person at some point.
3.
It was
Based
3.
on a bear that ate 3 people.
I thought you were blind ranking bears. It's like Bears beats in Battlestar Galactica.
any case, well, let's get to who created this particular book. And Nicole mentioned it was one of her favorite comic book authors, right?
Yep. So this is a Brian K. Vaughan book, Eisner Award winner, who wrote Last Man and Ex Machina, as well as Saga, which we already mentioned. And the art, which I really liked, was by Niko Henrichon. This was his second graphic novel, and the lettering is by Todd Klein.
Let's get to the 10-cent synopsis. We're going to hear J.A. roar a little bit with this 10-cent synopsis. So what happened? Is there a lot of pride in Baghdad or what?
Well, it's pride being the collective noun for a group of lions. This is based on an actual true story that when the United States invaded Iraq, it bombed the Baghdad Zoo, and the animals escaped, among them 4 lions that were then walking around the streets of a desolate and bombed out Baghdad trying to survive. This book tells that story from the animals' perspective. So you have very much speaking animals a la The Lion King.
That leads to my trivia question I've been saving all along. So Jay brought up The Lion King, which is a story that also features talking lions. And my trivia question, I'm going to ask, I want you to sing the opening song to The Lion King before they hold open Simba above the mountain. And then I'll tell you what it really is.
I mean, I don't know the words, but I know it. I just want to see these two do it first.
Like the
That's the one!
That I butchered it, I'm sure. I got the notes.
Topanga, in a beep,
Did you just name drop Topanga? From Boy Meets World? So the real word, Lance Iganamaya Baggity Baba, and it means here comes the lion father in Zulu, one of the official languages.
Baba. I had the B's in there.
It does not mention Topanga, but I've been singing the wrong words to this my entire life. Baringa, Topanga's in the house.
All right. Finish the 10-cent synopsis, J.A. What happens once these lions escape?
Well, very much each lion represents a different take on Iraqi nationality, or sort of how Iraqis are dealing with the war, how they dealt with Saddam Hussein. You have a very old lioness, you have a male lion, you have a young lioness, and you have this cub, and each of them represents a different take on Iraq. And some are hoping for the future, some are sort of, we should just stay in the zoo, it's better to be protected than to have freedom, at least we're not dying. Some are hopeful, some are resentful. They run into a turtle that's seen it all before, and it's all over oil, and oil kills and corrupts everything. They run into a bear who is very much a representation of Saddam Hussein and Saddam Hussein forces. And then it ends very heartbreakingly, which unfortunately was what happened to the actual lions as well. So it is very much using animals as a pastiche to tell the story of Iraq post-Iraq war.
No, I'm glad you brought up all the symbolism, because to be honest, I didn't even think of that when I was reading the book. Brian K. Vaughan is also one of my favorite authors, and it's because he can spin a pretty interesting yarn. Regardless of any of the symbolism that's included in this, this is a truly gripping story with really good characterization for the 4 lions. They're given characters that we all kind of can relate to, and as a result of that, you almost forget at times that they're lions. Like, I mean, yeah, they're drawn like lions and the tremendous art throughout this, but like, he has a knack for dialogue that, for me personally, I think surpasses folks like Brian Michael Bendis. I think he knows how to write how people really do talk, and in a way that isn't just like, yeah, remember how the Big Mac used to come in a styrofoam container and now it comes in a paper one? Now, this is stuff like I actually care about. So I just want to throw it out there from the beginning. I enjoyed this book from beginning to end. I was heartbroken at the end of it, but ultimately I didn't really need to go any deeper than just the base adventure story that I was being given with the lions and fighting the bears and chasing the horses and stuff. What was the chasing the horses? What was the symbolism there, J.A.?
I don't know.
Those were the people in Iraq that were trying to run, but they're really just going to be food for something bigger later on. It's all a big metaphor, man. It's a big metaphor.
But I think Andrew's got a point, right? Like, I clearly knew that there had to be more metaphor and allegory kind of in there. But I agree, this is something where you can just read it, too, and just, I don't want to say enjoy, because it is a tragic story. You can simplify it, too, and just really look at the story that's being, told in front of you. I immediately was drawn to this just from the cover. I mean, that's the great thing about comic books, right? Is like the cover does matter, right? Like you can judge the book by the cover a little bit. And the art is really just astonishing to me. It's really beautifully colored. It's vibrant. I think it added a lot of depth, I think, to the characters. And again, I think it's so simply told, but carries so much meaning in it.
And the monkeys. And the monkeys.
And the antelope. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's really...
That was terrifying. That was terrifying, that scene with the monkeys where they capture the cub. Oh, you're part of us now. And then,
then the grandma comes and kicks their butt.
Is it a grandma, though?
I don't know. They called her grandma just because she's not...
Chad, what do you say?
I'm gladdened hearing you guys talk about this. What a good storyteller Brian K. Vaughan and company are. And it's a powerful story about how American imperialism is bad. And we live in a world where, and I try not to get too political too often, America is so much worse now. And I just thought back to 2006 when this came out and these were the things we were concerned about. And now it's a full-on descent into a whole different level. And so I had a hard time appreciating this just because it felt dated to me in the face of the world we're dealing with now. Where are you, Brian K. Vaughan, to help me deal with the world as it is now?
Where's Pride of Baghdad, the sequel?
Well, and I think Chad has a good point, right? I think it's interesting because we have all grown up as adults, right, in the 20 years since this book came out. It seems so benign-ish because of where we're at now. But I think it also goes to show how that era, at least in our lives, was really the tipping point of where, what has led us to the trajectory we're on now, right? If that makes sense.
Well, let's get to J.A. J.A. was the one that set up all of the symbolism aspects of that. I mean, is that what you were focused on when you were reading it? Was kind of trying to dissect the deeper meanings of this, or were you just no, it's lying?
Yeah, I mean, because it's written by an American, but the lions are meant to represent Iraqis. The zoo is meant to represent Iraq under Saddam Hussein. What I liked about it is it viewed the war sort of as a thing that happened without judging whether that thing should have happened or not. It was just a thing that happened. It was bad. Lots of people died.
Yeah.
This
was the on the ground.
Yes.
In the wartime. Yeah.
And even at the end, spoilers, all 4 lions are shot and killed by American soldiers. They're shot and killed because the soldiers thought they were defending themselves, that the lions were going to attack them. So I read it with that thought process in mind, sort of trying to get inside Brian K. Vaughan's head and ideas, and then what story is he telling, and what's the impact of that story, and why does it make that more important than just an adventure story, just the surface level. And at least the deluxe edition, there was a lot of extra material at the end where you saw his initial pitch to Vertigo, which was still Vertigo at the time. And then what I liked was in the initial sketch, several of the characters had different names. And then he went and he talked to an Iraqi Arab speaker and changed names based on the feedback he got, because they said, well, in Iraqi Arab, these names are much more symbolic, or they mean more than the names he had picked. So I love that he actually did the research and was thinking and sort of present about the story he was trying to tell. And one wishes, looking back on this era, that maybe the U.S. done that a little bit more, understand the area they're going into before we went in and bombed and killed a lot of people. So from that perspective, it was a very, I don't want to say good read. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. The art was incredible. We haven't mentioned anything of the art or the coloring. I thought there were some really incredible full-page spreads, incredible layouts throughout the story, lots of oranges and yellows, as you would think, with lions. There's a payoff towards the end of the book that's set up at the beginning of the book where they're talking about what it's a sunset and what does that look like. And you think about these are animals
Horizon.
that are stuck in a zoo and they don't see this, but it's also
that means freedom, right? Like that's where
it's part of the metaphor.
Yeah,
like the true freedom, like that she's talking about. Well, you've lived in this thing and you've never seen like where just everything goes on endlessly in front of you. Like there is no limits to what you can do. And they get that for just a hot second at the end where they're like, wow. And they're like, that's the horizon. And then it's snuffed out just as quickly.
That old grandma line knows what's up. She's seen the horizons, but she knows how terrible the world is.
How bittersweet is it that when they finally get to see a horizon, she's blind?
Yeah. Effing metaphor.
Our English teachers, okay?
You know what? I just wanted somebody to say it out loud. That's my job as a host. Pitch it to my co-hosts to fill in the blanks. One thing that we're going to fill in is our ratings for Pride of Baghdad, as well as our final thoughts right after this commercial break. So stay tuned for more of The Last Comic Shop and our recommendations as well, right after this.
Being a PI, you learn fast what seems like a normal case never is. You never realize how much you're going to need your friends. You can never guess how near your enemies are. And you never know who to trust. Now I'm chasing down an ancient artifact, the only thing that can stop this newly unearthed terror. It sounds crazy, but I'm not thinking how nuts it all is. All I can think about is the only man who's ever managed to grab my heart is right at the heart of this mystery. And why? Every time my heart gets involved in anything, there's always a monster waiting in the shadows to break it.
Ripped from the pages of the self-titled comic book comes Dash, a new queer supernatural noir podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Podcast Dash, on Instagram at dash.noir, or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, we're back with more Last Comic Shop, and it is now time for ratings, where we hope that you don't put us in a zoo if you don't like our ratings for Pride of Baghdad. Help keep us free, be able to rate other things in future. But we get a 1 out of 4 scale from JA every single week, and it keeps me free to use more sound effects. So JA, what's our rating scale this week?
1 out of 4 lions. There were 4 lions in the book. 1 out of 4 MGM roars.
Yeah, that was the one I used.
How about the Weema ways? A Weema way, a Weema way. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lions get shot by the Americans. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start off with J.A. Scott. He was the one that kicked off what I thought was a really interesting conversation. He mentioned that he didn't get to talk about the art very much. Was there a particular image in this particular book, J.A., that you absolutely adored?
I liked there was a triptych where you're going back into Baghdad and you see the bombed out streets and everything's desolate, and then the last of the 3 panels is the four of them are just a hazy silhouettes, and it's very sort of gunslingers walking down
Sergio Leone kind of jazz.
Yeah,
No,
so I really
get
that and that last image of the book is also very poignant.
Oh, the one with there were also other casualties.
No.
Oh no, the stone lion.
Yeah, the monument. So those two images I thought were incredible. But I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a well-told story. As you mentioned, Brian K. Vaughan's dialogue is really good. The metaphors and symbolism I thought were spot on, though sometimes a bit too surface. Like, I thought the bear was over the top, but then I read the back matter and I found out that was based on a real thing. And then I thought, oh, wow, that's very interesting how they did that. I mean, it's a perfect use of a real life event during the fall of Baghdad to tell one side of this story, specifically the Saddam Hussein and Hussein's forces side of it. But when I was reading it, I was like, oh, this is very Disney. And I think that was the line that he was always treading, because you see lions that talk and you instantly go to the Lion King. And this isn't that. It was much more mature. There's a rape scene in this. That's the danger you'd run in when you're trying to tell this story, is that are they super serious, dangerous lions, or are they cute Disney lions? And sometimes they're one, sometimes they're the other, and the dialogue doesn't help. Sometimes the dialogue is very mature, and other times the dialogue is very witty and banterish. That was a little conflicting for me, I guess. So 3.5.
Okay. Well, I want to jump in with my rating. I'm going to give it a 3.75. But I'm going to come to the defense of this whole Disney thing. We talk about comic books on the last comic shop that we hope that folks that maybe don't read comic books go out and pick up. I think Pride of Baghdad is a perfect example of that. I think that for the reasons you mentioned, J.A., this is why I would recommend this book to somebody that doesn't read comic books, right? They've already got the cultural cachet of talking lines from the Lion King, so they'll go look at that. It's got this beautiful artwork. It's extremely cinematic. The way that the story is told and paced, you can tell that Brian K. Vaughan used to write for television, because it kind of hits those notes that you would in a particular movie. So from just a base level, with the talking lions, with the incredible 2-page spreads, with the art, with the way that the dialogue's there. And again, even the Disneyfication of our culture, like, I just think people will be like, yeah, I understand this. And then once they read it, like other comic books we've done on this show, then they're going to get a little bit more deeper if they read it a second time. Then they're going to start seeing that symbolism about the Iraqi people. And as a result of that, you know, we've done other books on this show about war, right? And it never ceases to amaze me how people can tell different and interesting stories about war in comic books without telling the same story. Like, you compare this to Persepolis. That was the Iranians. This is the Iraqis. But those books are night and day. Like, they're completely different, with completely different art styles, with completely different ways of storytelling. And I think that's amazing for the medium. So I'm going to give this a 3.75. I'm going to ding it a little bit, just simply because, I'm sorry, I knew it was going to happen at the end, but the end was so heartbreaking that I was just like, no, I was so sad. And so it's good, but I didn't want to be sad. It's the holidays. I didn't want to be sad. 3.75. Great book. Go pick it up. Nicole?
Yeah, I mean, I think just kind of piggybacking on everything you guys have said, I mean, there's a reason why this popped off the shelf to me, right? And so I think that underlying Lion King Disney stuff, I mean, if it makes it appealing to people who, again, aren't your comic, I mean, here I am, I'm just the mom hanging out at Free Comic Book Day, and I'm just perusing the shelves, and I'm not going to get a Spider-Man book because, sorry, there's too much there. But this, grabs my interest. So I think anything that makes it marketable while I understand the juxtaposition there, like I think it's also not a bad thing. To the point of Brian K. Vaughan's storytelling, I think it's so interesting. Whenever we talk about history, I always really enjoy minutia, right? Like I'm not so much about, oh, so-and-so attacked so-and-so and all the politics and things, but I like the boots on the ground type of thing. And it's interesting to me that he took an event that was such a blip, right? This maybe, I don't know the real story, maybe a day, right? Probably only hours, right? That these lions were out there, maybe a day or two. But out of the whole conflict, to pick that one sliver, super tiny sliver of what actually happened and transform it into this, I think it's really powerful and it can't be, brushed aside. I think it's always going to be hard to stomach this type of thing as an American. I think we all need to stomach it. I think this is another, like we've pointed out many times before, a book that's accessible to maybe like a high school, certainly college level type of student, as a way to pull them into this history that's maybe now a little bit old for them, right? Because again, this was our early 20s. But I'm going to go a solid 3.752. I don't think it's perfect, right? But I think it was really well done. I think it's interesting. I think it's something that's translatable to folks who don't read comic books. And again, the art was spot on, in my opinion.
All right, Chad, wrap us up.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I was the toughest on this one coming in. And if you were going to exploit Disney-style storytelling, which that is what this does, with things like your talking lions and animals, and this gorgeous, overdeveloped storyboards for a Disney movie, but with lions that go at it and animals that get killed. If you're going to take Disney-fied style characters and use it to tell an adult story, you had better bring it. And I think they do. The more we talk about this, the more I'm sold on this book and the fact that it is accessible for newer readers. It's accessible for adults that would want a story that they can, pardon the turn of phrase, that they can sink their teeth into. And it doesn't take a real long time to get through it, but it has that emotional impact. It has very carefully considered positions amongst the characters. And so, as we've talked about this, I appreciate it more and more than when I came into this. Like I said at the outset, I had a very cynical view of this one. Does it still seem dated after all the positives I said? It does, but less so than I initially thought. I think there are some universal things that they're talking about in this story and what happens to people that live through generational wars and, that constant conflict and, what does it do to the people that have been out there and that have seen it, the people that might have experienced a little bit of it, but, for the most part have grown up delightfully unaware of what's going on. And, there's so many avenues to consider and so many avenues to pursue. But I also think that it's a little on the nose. I just feel like the time for this has passed me by personally. So it didn't have the same impact for me as it's had for some of the other folks today. And I get that. I don't denigrate anybody who appreciates this. Like, I can see it. It just didn't do that for me. So I'm going to give it a 3.25. The art is good. The story's great. But it's 15 years too late for me on this one.
That's all right. Hey, it is an older book, and that's completely fair. Plus, it's got giraffes getting their heads blown off. Oh, that was so sad. So sad.
He's picking on me because I commented.
She did. She's like, look at the giraffe. I was
favorite.
Like, any case, recommendations this week. As always, we have this segment in case you were at your local comic book shop this holiday season. Maybe you're picking up Pride of Baghdad based on our recommendation and our review today. Maybe you're picking it up for a loved one to have them check it out. But while you're there, check out some other comic books your comic book shop could have. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Chad. He finished off the last segment. He's going to kick us off with the first segment. So what's your recommendation this week, buddy?
Why do I feel like a cynical hypocrite this week? Because I'm also going to talk about a book that's probably 15 years too late. It's definitely 3 years too late. But man, do I like it. So there's that. I'm going to start this story by saying back in 2023, there was a Kickstarter for one of my favorite novels. They're going to turn it into a graphic novel format, and I was all about it, right? The book is called Good Omens. Colleen Doran is the artist who's doing the adaptation. Here's the downside, though. In between 2023 and today, a lot of things have come out from one of the book's co-authors, Neil Gaiman, who we co-authored with Terry Pratchett, that are not so great. And for me, it was really tough because this is probably my favorite book, and there's that separation of the art and the artist, and I think Colleen Doran did a wonderful job on her side of this project, and so I want to celebrate that. I want to celebrate the content that's in this book, even though one of the creatives involved, and there's been things where he's not profiting from this or whatever, but it's real good. And boy, would I have loved it 15 years ago so much more, but I still kind of love it now. So Good Omens, the graphic novel, it should be finding its way to stores near you. I did the Kickstarter, and I got a loot pack filled with all these great goodies. I got a Frank Quietly dust jacket that's reversible. They're all different kinds of prints. There's a David and Aha cover print. There's just a ton of great stuff. But for a minute, I was able to put all the other stuff in a box and just enjoy it. Just like I wish I could have done with the Pride of Baghdad and just been like, okay, if I would have caught this book in 2009 or 2010, I would have liked it so much more. But if you have that box, consider picking up Good Omens.
Yeah, you're allowed to have a pick with an asterisk next to it.
There you go.
Does your pick this week have an asterisk by it, dear?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, what is your pick this week?
Yeah, Andrew keeps trying to spy on my recommendation.
Yeah,
He doesn't know what I read, and I actually have one this time.
Oh, boy.
So, I'm often on for these serious books, and I think sometimes we all live our life for self-preservation, maybe don't pay as much attention to some of the things going on in the world as we could or should or would have. And so the Iraq War, again, that was college time for me. I had a lot of other things going on, met the guy that somehow I ended up marrying. And so a lot of things going on. And so I could always learn more about it, I guess is the point. And so as we pointed out before, I've really enjoyed some of the real life graphic novels that we've read, if it goes from Mouse to Persepolis to the Dyer Van Frank adaptation. And so my recommendation, if you're interested in a graphic novel to maybe get some more Iraq War information or perspective, it's called The Sheriff of Babylon.
Yeah!
By Tom King. So I recognize Tom King, of course, from you guys, but
we have been wanting to read that for forever.
Yeah, and Mitch Jared's.
That's the Mr. Miracle team.
Your Mr. Miracle team. So I will say this is definitely heavy. It is not Disney-fied at all. It is mature. It is true. That Tom King
he was in the CIA.
Right. I didn't know that, so I was intrigued. I think a fictionalized story of something that he experienced. But it's definitely heavier, a little wordy. But if you are interested in another sliver of history, that is a book you could check out.
You'd come back for the last comic shop and read that with us?
I guess now I've committed.
Oh, man. I know it was on our...
Have you read it?
No, it was in our Tom King tournament, and it got to the final four of last year. It was like one of the four Tom King books.
None of you guys had read it?
I think Danger Street ended up winning, and we ended up reading Danger Street instead. But Sheriff of Babylon, it was going toe-to-toe for a little while.
Yeah, I have both trades. Haven't read them yet.
Well, my recommendation this week is going to be because my wife is here. If you don't know, my wife is my Scarlet Witch to the Vision within me. And they are one of my favorite couples in all comic books, Vision and the Scarlet Witch. And as a result of that, I was over the moon with a series that was wrapped up about 2 months ago. It was called Vision and the Scarlet Witch. It was done by Steve Orlando, who's been writing Scarlet Witch books. It's got to be 5 or 6 years at this point. Really doing a great job of telling the story of Scarlet Witch, and she's got super, super mega powers now, and she hangs out in a little shop in the middle of New York and solves everybody's problems with her magic. In this particular series, she kind of solves all of the unresolved tension she had with her ex-husband, the Vision. Now, they're good friends in Marvel continuity nowadays, no longer the lovers that they once were. But Steve Orlando, with some wonderful art by Jacopo Camagini. I know I just slaughtered that name, but it starts by the old-time villain of not only Wonder Man, but also Vision in the Grim Reaper, coming to the Vision's house and killing him, because he's actually been killing a lot of folks around to harvest souls for some elder god that lives in some nether dimension or something. So he's pleading with her, "Oh no, Scarlet Witch, you gotta save me. Like, I'm not ready to die yet. Like, I've got, Viv, who's my daughter, and if I leave now, like, I can't take care of her." So she recreates him as the White Vision. That was the bad Vision. That was the Vision that broke up their marriage. But this Vision, this White Vision, has all the emotions, all the emotional connections that Scarlet Witch has been missing over the years. And so they run off to the nether dimensions to fight the Grim Reaper. And there's one issue where they grow old together. There's another issue where they raise their kids, Tommy and Billy, together, just get to be a family. And there's another issue where they just have sex for a long time. It's great. By the end of it, I was, everything goes back to normal and it's the status quo again. But at least Scarlet Witch remembers this time in which she got to grow old with the man that she still truly loves in the Vision. So if you're a fan favorite of the Avengers, check out Vision and Scarlet Witch. It's only 5 issues. Super great read.
I gotta know, before we get to Jay's pick, does this White Vision wear shoes?
He has boots. So
okay. That always bothered me about White Vision. The barefoot.
He isn't barefoot. He's actually pretty badass. Like, he has a lot more powers than even the regular Vision does. He's quite the match.
The original White Vision, could he grow big, or was that just the cover where he was?
I think that was just the covers.
That was also a metaphor. Bringing it full circle.
In any case, J.A., what's your recommendation to wrap us up?
I am recommending Red Zone, which is a 4-issue miniseries out of AWA by the writer Cullen Bunn and drawn by Mike Diodato Jr. with colors by Lee Lockridge and lettering by Steve Wanda. And this is a story of the sort of Cold War-esque time. This professor of Russian history and literature and whatnot is called upon to go back into Russia to save a ex-flame of his who has requested asylum in the West. And he goes in with this paramilitary force that's going to take her out, like a CIA strike team or something. And they all get killed. And then he turns out to be not just a professor, but he's like Harrison Ford. He starts whooping ass on everybody, and he looks like Vincent Cassel, the French actor. So it turns out that he's not just a mild-mannered professor, but he used to be some super agent, and he has all these hidden bunkers and locker rooms all over Moscow where he's got guns hidden, and he's trying to save his former flame and her daughter, who she tells him, "Don't worry, I'm not your daughter." Just a fun sort of Cold War spy thriller.
This started off for me when you said Red Zone. I was like, the comic book about the Kansas City Chiefs? And then for the rest of it, I was just picturing Patrick Mahomes and Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey's a professor? Taylor Swift is not his daughter? What? The whole thing's just been playing out in my head. It got weirder and weirder as it went.
Oh, lordy. Well, that's kind of cool, though. The only Cullen Bunn I've ever read is all his horror stuff. Like, he did Harrow County and, Dark Ark, which was crazy about, the other arc filled with all of, like, the mythological creatures, like the centaurs and the manticores and things. Oh, man. So that's cool. Like, I would totally dig some spy stuff, because he's a great writer, Cullen Bunn, for sure. And one thing that's also really great is more episodes of The Last Comic Shop. And you know how you can get them? By going out to our website, www.lastcomicshoppodcast.com, and rate, reviewing, and subscribing on any of the myriad of links that we have there. Like all those podcast platforms, the Apple Podcast, the Spotify, the whatever, the YouTube, wherever you like to listen to podcasts. Make sure that you're rate, reviewing, and subscribing so you don't miss any of our episodes for DC Ember coming up. Next week, oh my goodness, we've been teasing it for weeks. We will finally have our action figure playset tournament. That's right. Ethan's going to be back. We're going to be reading Warlord, which they made action figures for. Remco did to try to get some of that Masters of the Universe cash, but we're going to be reading Warlord and doing that action figure playset. So if you have any recommendations for action figure playsets that we may not have heard of, make sure that you get out on our socials and leave us those comments this week. And how can they do that, Chad?
We are at Last Comic Shop Podcast on Blue Sky and other assorted places. We're on the X, and sometimes we check that, but not a lot. We're on the Instagram, we are on the Threads and Facebook, but really Blue Sky is the primary driver. But you can find things like Golden Age covers to put you to bed at night. You can find comic book flip-throughs or all kinds of other conversation, or just links back to our website, www.lastcomicshoppodcast.com. where you can find links to all kinds of fun stuff, including our merch store. Jay, what are we offering this week in our merch store?
We always offer t-shirts, coffee mugs, tote bags. It's the Christmas season, so make sure to pick up the Christmas special design of the Last Comic Shop podcast logo. This week, there's a special on lion print.
Oh, meow.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of lions, I forgot to remind everybody to get out to your local comic shop and where you can pick up all the books we talked about that had lions in them, including The Pride of Baghdad, Sheriff of Babylon by Tom King and Company, or you can find things like The Scarlet Witch and Vision, or Good Omens, hopefully should be appearing soon, or Red Zone, which is not about Travis Kelce. But all that and more waits for you at your local comic shop. Check them out today.
Yeah, and once you get all those comic books, you want to put them in things, right, Nicole?
You will. So if you've stocked up for Christmas or the holidays coming up, you're going to need some long boxes and some of those plastic thingamajigs that you guys put the comic books in.
You know, bags.
The boards that go behind them, and all that cool stuff. And maybe if you get some action figures after this action figure shindig thing you guys are doing next week, you might need something to display those, I suppose. So you can head out to BCW Supplies and get a little discount on your order by using the promo code LCSPOD. And you'll get a discount and they'll show a little love back to the show.
There you go. And we hope that you always show love to the Last Comic Shop because we're not going anywhere. Remember, 3 more weeks of DC Ember. Great books coming up. Until next week, I was the host with most, Danny Larson. I was joined by Jay Scott, Chad Smith, and the beautiful, wonderful, incredibly great wife of mine, Nicole Larson. And
you must want a really expensive one.
Yeah. Ravishing lioness.
I have all my tations. I don't need any more tations this year. But remember to stay safe, stay holly and jolly, and blind rank something, right? Go out there with your friends. Go what's the best thing to put on a Christmas tree? Is it tinsel? Is it bulbs? Is it the Hallmark ornaments? Oh my God.
Candy canes.
The Hallmark ornaments. Goodness, they've got a Darkwing Duck this year. I don't even have enough tree to put all this stuff.
It's all the stuff your kids make at school that you don't know what else to do with. Just put it on the tree.
Here's some macaroni. I'm not eating it.
Comic Shop podcast was a 2025 Black Angus production.